Welcome to this Functional Skills Level 2 English training video. This video contains information and guidance on Criterion 19. Identify different styles of writing and writer's voice. At Level 2, and by the end of this session, you should be able to identify different styles of writing and writer's voice. Recognize a writer's style of writing. Recognize a writer's tone of voice. And locate examples of a writer's style or tone of voice from different texts. Style of writing refers to the way an author uses language and linguistic techniques, such as word choice, to meet a specific purpose. Writers adapt their style of writing depending on the text's purpose and intended audience. When sitting your exam, you will be asked to identify the text's style of writing, as well as examples from the text that support your answer. Styles of writing may include formal or informal, explanatory, informative, expository. This is writing that intends to illuminate or expose. Factual, instructional, descriptive and persuasive. To help you decide on the writer's style, try to identify a text's purpose and formality. If you need to recap what these are, please see the video covering Criterion 17. Let's take a look at this example. We can see that this text is a wedding invitation. The style of writing used is informative. We know this because it gives information to the intended audience, the guests. Examples of this include Saturday, the 9th of July 2023 at 2 o'clock. Highfield Hotel, Highfield, and reception to follow. These can be seen in blue. This text could also be described as having a formal writing style. We can see that the author has chosen words and phrases that sound serious and use standard English. Examples of this include request the honor of your presence, sir, and formal attire requested. The author has not used contractions. These can be seen in yellow. Here is another example text. What style of writing has been used? Can you find two examples in the text to support your answer? This question is worth 3 marks. You will get 1 mark for correctly identifying the writing style, as well as 1 mark for each example taken directly from the text. Pause the video while you attempt the question, then press play when you're ready to continue. When reading this text, we can see that the style of writing is mainly instructional. We know this because the writer has used imperative verbs to tell the reader how to do something. Examples of language that use an instructional writing style can be seen in green. For example, pour hot water. Carefully pour the boiling water over the tea bag. Let it brew. Remove the tea bag and give it a good stir. The text could also be described as using an informal style of writing, as the writer has chosen to use words and phrases that are personal, humorous, and colloquial. This means they've used slang. The text uses friendly language and contractions. Examples of this can be seen in yellow. Get that kettle singing. If you're using a teapot, teapot, chuck a couple of tea bags in. Other examples could include patience is key, and there you have it, the perfect cup of tea. Let's apply our knowledge of writing styles using this text, hidden plastic. Look at the first and second paragraphs of the text. What style of writing is used here? Provide 2 examples from the text to support your answer. Here we can see that the question has 3 marks available. 1 mark is for correctly identifying the style of writing, and the other marks are available for providing correct examples. Read the text and attempt to answer the question. Press play when you're ready to continue. Let's take a look. In paragraphs 1 and 2, the writer is providing information about hidden plastic. Therefore, the text has an informative writing style. The examples of language that show an informative style are shown in yellow. They include Plastic waste is a problem affecting the whole planet. And 20 to 30% of each bag is polypropylene. Both of these examples provide facts which inform the reader about the subject. Another style of writing which would be accepted is formal. The writer does not use contractions, and the language used is serious. Examples of a formal style of writing can be seen in green. More concerning is the hidden plastic that we cannot see. And there have been many television programs showing how we have polluted the earth. The language chosen is subject-specific and not at all humorous. Finally, a mark could also have been awarded for stating the style of writing is persuasive. The writer chooses language that attempts to make the reader feel guilty about the planet's waste. The writer wants the reader to make better choices. Examples of a persuasive style of writing include the rhetorical question, "Do we really care that much about the shape of our tea bags?" And the phrase, "These are all objects that we can recognize and try to do something about." The writer also tries to persuade the reader by using direct address. This includes words such as you and we. The writer's voice or tone of voice is expressed through the writer's use of language and word choice. The writer uses language to convey their feelings, ideas, and opinions. Think of tone of voice, a little like how someone might sound when they're speaking aloud. Examples of tone of voice include friendly, positive or optimistic, enthusiastic, empathetic, negative or pessimistic, and frustrated or angry. Let's take a look at an example. Let's revisit this example from earlier. Pause the video while you reread the text. This text uses a friendly or personal tone of voice. The writer appears to be speaking directly to the reader with familiarity. We can see this from the following examples. Get that kettle singing. The writer is telling the reader to switch the kettle on by using slang or everyday language. They have also chosen to use the word singing to create personification and make the kettle appear human. If that's your thing. The writer uses contractions and directly addresses the reader. This creates familiarity and a personal tone of voice. No one likes a soggy tea bag in their drink. This example is humorous. Let's take a look at this text. What tone of voice has been used in this text? The question is asking us about the overall voice of the text. How does the writer feel about this topic? Provide 2 examples to support your answer. When reading the text, we need to look for specific examples that tell us what the tone of voice is. Pause the video while you read the text and attempt the question, then press play when you're ready to continue. The text uses a positive or enthusiastic tone of voice. The writer is excited about the internet, and their tone of voice reflects this. We can see this from the examples in yellow. Isn't it amazing how the internet has transformed our lives? The use of the word amazing sets a tone of wonder and excitement. One of the most wonderful aspects of the internet is its vast pool of knowledge. The word wonderful is positive, and the phrase vast pool of knowledge evokes the idea of abundant information that is readily available. This text also uses a personal tone of voice. The writer appears to be speaking directly to the reader. We can see this from the examples in blue. Today, it's our everyday reality. This phrase includes the word "are," which draws the reader in. Right there in your pocket. Your pocket is used to directly address the reader and involves them using imagery. Let's apply our knowledge of tone of voice using the text, hidden plastic. Remember that tone of voice is trying to convey an emotion or how the writer feels about the topic. Look at the text. What tone of voice has the writer used to outline their views about hidden plastics to the reader? Provide 2 examples from the text to support your answer. Here we can see that the question has 3 marks available. One mark is for correctly identifying the tone of voice, and the other marks are available for providing correct examples directly from the text. Read the text and attempt to answer the question. Press play when you're ready to continue. Let's take a look. The writer has a very negative or pessimistic view of plastics in the environment. Examples of language that shows the text uses a negative tone of voice include: more concerning is the hidden plastic that we cannot see and are probably unaware of. And do we really care that much about the shape of our tea bags? The language used in these examples creates a negative tone of voice. The text includes words such as consequences and probably unaware. Another tone of voice the writer uses is emotive. They have chosen words and phrases that will make the reader feel guilty about the impact of plastics. Examples of these words and phrases include the rhetorical question, "Did you know wet wipes are still made from plastic?" And the consequences of our consumption of plastic are not yet known. It is important to note that the examples from the text shown on the previous slide are not finite, and other appropriate examples could also be accepted, such as those you can see on the screen now. Let's recap what you've learned in this video. You should now be able to identify different styles of writing and writer's voice, recognize a writer's style of writing, recognize a writer's tone of voice, and locate examples of a writer's style or tone of voice from different texts. I hope that you have enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.